happened. So MVP got a triple kill, and they got the bounty rune.
Okay.
And then they just got
the Alk.
For the Alk. And then they just got dumpstered for the next 10 minutes by the Quap.
They ganked the Alk mid like 5 times. He had no wards, no TP counter ganks. They didn't stack from in the jungle. They did the Veno safe lane, which I guess they've done before for MP. And he lost his lane with a dual lane versus a solo Quap. So then it was just they warded the jungle. Doom did Doom things and they lost.
I think Mineski knew it was coming because they've run that Alk Veno strat so many times, and every time Kyo feeds on Alk, like partially because he, I think, goes too aggressive with his farming and gets too greedy, but partially just because teams know shut down Kyo and you're in the money. I just don't think it's a QO hero. I don't think MVP should be picking it as much as they do.
So coming up, we're supposed to have Trust taking on Mineski.
Yep.
A win here by Mineski potentially guarantees that they move on, but it depends. Well, if they 2-0,
win,
the other teams could both go 1-1 still.
Yeah, Mineski with a win their group.
Then you just play the one extra match between the other
to decide second place.
Yeah,
so then the winner of...
So Mineski wins this, they're in, but it doesn't mean that the losers are out.
No.
Then they play and winner moves on.
Yeah, it looks like we might be actually remaking the game, so it's going to be a couple minutes before we actually get into it.
Okay. We have a crackle, guys.
We have a crackle.
Do we know why?
What's crackle?
We're crackling.
Like
snap,
cereal,
crackle, popping.
Cereal crackle?
Loose mic connection, maybe? Mine seems okay.
My cable's really upsetting someone in Twitch chat. Let me unupset you, dude.
Is it still?
Are you less
we still
upset now?
crackling?
What color is Charlie?
Charlie
Black
is
with LD.
black.
Oh, by the way, can tip that right in there.
Oh,
I think you can just get away by saying it's all ogre now.
I said it's all ogre now,
Yeah,
and they missed it because I'm smooth like that. But somebody watched the VOD and called me out on it. So.
But you owe me another one.
No.
Me?
No, Charlie.
Oh, Greg, you can do the honors
Why
for
does Charlie? No, you have to at least say why.
What did he do?
He is so obnoxious. Just text me when you land. What do you have to say? Plan is landing like right now, and then in separate text 5, R, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Okay. So it's that classic Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds.
All right,
Sounds
I agree. Charlie's penalized.
Charlie deserves it.
That's disgusting. So we are still waiting for the game to load. We had a fail load. I think we're trying to reconnect now.
Dakota says the audio is fixed.
Great.
Okay.
What a hero.
Thanks, Dakota.
Thank you, Dakota.
Dakota decodering the stream issues for us.
Dakota.
Good guy, Dakota.
Oh boy. Well,
When's Winter and Merlini get here, guys?
wait. How are we actually doing on this?
I don't know, dude. They keep on just like randomly taking naps in the middle of their shifts.
Those
like,
guys love to take the naps like to the next level. It's very much like
and then their shift still ends at the normal time. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna take a 5-hour nap, says Ben Wu, and then I'm done my shift.
See you guys later.
I started 3 hours before my scheduled time.
The best is they'll have like a
And
nap.
Godz went like 2 hours late.
They'll say like, "I'll just take like a 1 or 2 hour nap," and you have to go wake them up. They'll never come back down at the end of their. They'll say, "Okay, just give me 2 hours," and it's never they come back down after 2 hours. It's always you've got to go and get them.
And the problem with Ben is then we have to wake up RMP, and just feel
then
bad doing that.
Or start raging, and
you
then,
won't like RMP.
Then you
when
start
she's
losing
angry.
chips because she just arbitrarily decides.
Yeah,
it's not good.
I'm glad I've been on my team for that reason.
Damn Merlinis.
This is a close race. This
Yeah,
one.
production
apart
is
from
getting
Greg.
destroyed.
Yeah.
And
that was all
Ben
rolling.
and you and Ben are not doing too well either.
Well, we had both had a 12-hour shift at the very start, so
okay.
The odds were stacked against us.
Me and Lyrical are doing great. So the problem clearly was you in the last team.
I'm doing acceptable here.
Yeah, but you dumpstered us on the last one. I finished it, but
it's all relative, Greg.
There'll be
I
some-
would say
there'll
that
be
I
consequences.
elevated us to a higher plane of existence with some dank memes.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys both need to put one in for being on the #1 post on Reddit, by the way.
No, that's not our fault. You should put one in for
It's
not
not your
being
fault.
worthy of
Not
the
being worthy of being in the
Listen,
#1
here
post
we
on
are,
Reddit.
like working hard to generate Reddit karma for the hub, and you're just, jerking off wearing.
Hey, you have a
what are
lay.
those things
Like,
called?
what is this?
Lulus,
It's a lay.
A lay,
right?
whatever.
Loosely.
What happens when you become them? This is the meme jar. Both of you.
They both of them have to get into. We're not putting chips in the jar. They're getting in the jar.
We get in the jar. I don't think we're both gonna fit in there. It's gonna have to be one or the other.
Yep. Bigger jar time.
That's not a challenge that anyone should accept.
Well, I don't know what to tell you guys about this game, but we'll get there
So what's
eventually.
happening in America?
So
America's still going on, and I know how much you
one
love to
group
talk
is
America.
decided. Cloud9 and Elite Wolves are both advancing, and in the other group, DC is definitely advancing, and there's going to be a tiebreaker tomorrow between.
Are we still calling this a group?
It's
As opposed to
more
just
of
an
like-
auto berth into the playoffs, which is exactly what it is.
The sideshow. It's just
I mean, it'd be cool if Leviathan got into the group stages.
yeah. I like Unknown as well, though. They're kind of fun team.
Unknown is fun. Did you see their Shadow Fiend player? Were you still casting when we did that game? They had a Shadow Fiend that spent literally like 25 minutes fake casting Requiem because his team was stomping so hard.
Style points. Are you?
That's pretty good.
Is this a flame
Are you
or is this like
disappointed?
this was
Or
a
are you
insight?
happy?
It's not stylish when you do it for 25 minutes.
You know, it's
He literally like hurt his efficiency. Like they're roshing, he like auto attacks, then stops auto attacking to fake Requiem and cancel it right before it goes
you
off.
do it for 30 seconds, you're not making a point. You do it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, then you've definitely made a point.
It's
The point is that he's an
he's
asshole.
maximizing his team's
Yeah,
efficiency.
he made his point. He's a dumb asshole.
I would side. I think I'd side with Godz on this.
Then he set the record for a Radiance timing because they let him get 5 bounty runes in the first 5 rune spawns. That was pretty nice. They didn't block any camps.
I'm gonna start slamming Alk and pubs.
Literally, never ganked him. That was a good game.
I'm gonna start slamming Alk.
It's very much like you can completely try and focus your entire game plan on shutting down Alk, but if you do that, there's 2 other lanes which you might be losing. Like I don't think it's as simple
Unless
as like,
you have a quap.
I mean
which
that's like the
kills
extreme where
dual lane.
Alchemists should never be allowed to have that, but it's not the you don't want to go the other extreme where you
Worked for
completely fuck the
Mineski,
Alch's
dude.
game
Worked
over.
Their literal
Mineski.
game plan was fuck Alchemist. They ganked us like 8 times in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They spent 8 sentry wards to block his jungle camp.
Okay,
But
they
they
also
had their
got,
other
like,
lanes winning. Their
and they
Quap
also-
dominated the offlane. Like it's very much like if you're losing your
They
other
were
two
going to do
lanes-
that regardless.
They had,
though.
like,
They
a
were
4th
always
pick
going to fuck
Doom.
over Alk. That was their whole game plan. The other stuff was a bonus for them.
They drafted so that they could win their side lane, so they picked strong laning heroes like Queen of Pain. The entire game
they did
plan
not
is not fuck over Alchemist. The game plan is to pick strong lane heroes so they can win the early game and the lanes, and then not let
Yeah,
Alchemist
but there's no way they expect to win their lanes that hard. They should not have won their lanes that hard.
It's just like you can't make your entire game plan fuck over Alk, and that I don't think that is. I think that kind of is simplifying Mineski's strategy. Oversimplifying Mineski's strategy.
A little bit. I think it was 80% fuck over Alk.
You're simplifying the game that is Dota here, LD. It's much more complex than that. This is
I don't know. Did
the
you
most
watch that game?
complex
It didn't look that complex.
esport out there.
It was take all the heroes and put them middle until the Alk is dead, and then when the Alk is dead, you ward the entire
All
jungle.
right. We can talk about something else because Alk has been banned. And we're into
Thank
the game.
God.
Mineski versus Trust. At long last.
That's a beautiful thing.
An Alk-free game.
I'd like a Doom-free game as well.
You're not going to get one.
You're
No
definitely
Alk,
not
no
getting
Doom.
one.
Mineski will either
So
first
there's
or
a
second
Doom,
pick
there's a
Doom.
Dark Seer.
Sig.Trust similarly.
This is the anti-Mineski game plan. 2 different teams now. Ban Dazzle, ban Wyvern.
They always first 2 pick Wyvern when they can get their hands on it. So Sig.Trust, what do they want to play? Very much a team who focuses more towards the team fight. They're on Radiant, so Shadow Fiend I think is a priority for them. My pro plays a 6 Shadow Fiend, and
I remember he played that really well yesterday. He like stomped.
they've stopped doing the like let's put Lakel's in a hard carry and 4 protect 1. Like that just doesn't work, and they kind of know it. So they're more likely to run My pro and a Shadow Fiend and have Lakel's play like a slightly more tempo controller carry. But
Tiny.
Io comes out. Normally it's Io Tiny for Sig.Trust.
They're kind of hesitating on this second pick, though.
Yep, they are.
What other heroes are pretty good right now that you can use with Wisp instead? Slark, I guess, is okay.
Well, it's more if you want to prioritize something like a Doom, I think, rather
We
than
saw the
a
Timber
Io
Saw. We
partner.
saw the Timber Saw IO earlier. That went
I think
really
if you're
well.
not picking Io Tiny, it's not because you're picking a Io partner. It's you want to
You wanna
block
pick Doom.
something or pick something like just pick Doom. If
Or,
not
I guess-
Doom, Shadow Fiend is still an okay pick, I think. If you really feel like that's where you're, like, I feel for me it's just like partly where they're at their strongest when they have My Pro and Shadow Fiend, but
It's a little odd that they take so long to pick the Tiny. Did he disconnect?
no, I don't imagine. He didn't use any extra reserve time for it. They used their reserve time earlier.
Oh, well, apparently that 4v5 game got def lost.
Oh,
Oh.
so you're not allowed a 4v5.
Not allowed to play 4v5.
That's a
5 seconds
what a
remaining.
rule. Why can't you play 4v5?
You're not allowed to because it makes them look bad as an organizer.
Yeah.
When there's a 4v5 game
diminishes
happening.
the
So if you don't have
integrity
the
of the game.
if you don't have the game
Tournament.
played, if it's not super famous teams, it's less likely there's a Reddit thread about it. That's basically what happened.
Yeah,
there.
Valve don't want Reddit threads about their $3 million major having 4v5 Dota games in the qualifiers.
Well, instead they have Reddit threads about all the other things.
They just need
10
to.
seconds
Oh, yeah.
remaining.
I wonder if you could play 4v5 by having like one of your players log into that 5th player's account and just
remaining.
micro 2 heroes. You do like the lizard style. Is that legal, or are you? Would that be a rule violation?
I'm pretty sure that'd be a
You're a
rule
manager,
violation.
so
you can't switch Steam accounts.
Some player's gonna screw up and mention
Well,
it, and then you're gonna get in a lot of trouble.
it's one thing
Yeah.
if you have someone like someone else who's not him playing on his Steam account. Obviously, that's not allowed. But what if it's just like 4v5 while his 5th Steam account's in the game?
10 seconds.
What's
You'd
the
never
official
know.
ruling? You've got the rulebook.
The,
Your-
well, the
your
official
team's
ruling
in
is you
there.
definitely can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't be playing 2 players' accounts.
Okay. I wonder if you could submit a team as a 4-man roster where one person
One
actually
person
has
plays 2
is
heroes.
actually like 2 people in the one. Like you could register the same person twice,
With different
be like-
Steam accounts.
Yeah.
Strategy.
and on both Steam accounts it's just the same guy.
We'll start this 4-person team. We can do it ourselves.
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Need a good micro player for the
Easy.
Is that not
the,
you?
the
Is that
2
you?
player.
I can
you
do
play-
it.
you're-
I'm a micro.
you're
I'm a
rusty,
micro
though.
player. It's all good. Actually, I don't micro.
What micro heroes have you been playing?
Meepo.
PL?
PL. He's a
Anti-mage?
micro.
Anti-mage?
My
Fox
my
drag.
versatility, I'll have you know, is like 0.85. So
Well, I'm sure it's
I'm a
better
very
than ours,
versatile
but
player.
I
Versatility.
guess we're limited on options here. Who else would we get?
Why don't we just get Ben or Winter? Are they good
Yeah.
at microing?
They don't play micro
No, I
heroes,
can.
no?
I got my micro fine. I used to play like Warcraft 3 Melee.
I don't think
okay.
Winter
And-
plays any
10
micro heroes,
seconds
actually.
remaining.
Yeah. I actually in the Dota 1 days used to occasionally play
5
2 heroes in one
seconds
game,
remaining.
which is kind of what like Lizard does.
I think you're the best micro candidate at the
Yeah.
hub.
You got to go safe lane and just micro the support
4/5
plus.
person spot. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so Trust's gonna
Congrats.
go for the Night Stalker. Normally a second phase ban in SEA, but he does slip
Yikes.
through here. Good against Quap. Very tanky. Can set up the ganks. Gives you vision for the relocate. Just a safe pick.
A lot of support bans coming out from Sig.Trust, so
Same as last game too.
Yeah,
Ton of
everyone's
support bans.
decided that banning Mineski supports is the best way to beat them.
really doesn't. To me, it's like regardless of what team, banning out purely support heroes never feels like. Unless there's obvious supports, which are like the key one. Like with the old Cloud9, it was kind of like Dazzle for Theban when they were playing it non-stop. And it was, to me, that was like a key support for them. But I don't feel like there's many teams where banning out just supports is a good idea.
Yeah, I would
And
agree.
banning more than one. Like I feel if there's one
If there's
key
one
support,
targeted one,
yeah, if there's
yeah.
one targeted one, sure, that's fine. But as soon as you start banning 3 out of your 4 bans onto supports, that to me is not exactly optimal.
Reserve
Disrupt is more the counter to the Iotani, though.
I mean, Trust have pretty much showed their game plan already.
Yeah.
Gank, split push,
They want to have a
not
good,
a group up lineup.
they want to
not
have
a-
3 heroes that can fight together well and just roam around the map using the Night Stalker vision. Then Iotani just pop in with the relocate.
Yeah. And they're not looking to dominate the lanes either. This is very much just stack the jungle, try to accelerate the Tiny's farm, and then look for pickoffs to get ahead.
Yeah. They want to make sure they do pick a strong safe lane duo, though, because that's where we saw last game at offlane Queen of Pain. Just wreck face.
That is
That's not as strong.
That is not
yeah.
the strong hero
Yeah.
you're looking for. But technically, it could still be a mid quap. But Mineski are very flexible
Huh.
with that. That's the one thing I like about Mineski lately is they're much more flexible with the roles and the lanes than they used to be.
The one thing Earthshaker does is help out the offlane, because you have a Night Stalker offlane and you've got Io, so that means you can't dual lane the offlane. As soon as you see the Iotani, you know the side lanes are going to be weak. It's not going to be a dual offlane or a dual safe lane, so one of those lanes won't have a support. And the most common way of laning now is this like 2-1-2 setup.
What is the win rate of Tiny Io on this qualifier?
5 seconds
I will-
remaining.
It's got to be
That's
one
been
of the
good.
Let you
most.
know.
It's got to be one of like the top 3 openings
Maybe. I don't
across
know if
all
I actually know
regions.
how
I
to do
think.
this.
Time.
Oh, here we go.
It feels like it's kind of 50-50 from my experience just watching it and seeing other games happening. It also it may be skewed to be higher than it actually should be because Fnatic played like 4 Iotani games, so obviously Fnatic's going to win because they're versing much weaker teams.
Yeah. I mean, there's 4 regions though. It should mostly average out. That's
Yeah.
a lot of games. I guess it's also a way for a stronger team to just like easily KO somebody and get a safe win.
It's safe, and it doesn't reveal anything about your other potential strategies. So if teams start banning Ayotanya, that's when you pull out your other kind of key heroes, whatever they may be, or whatever else you feel like you normally go for.
Greg, you should have been a stats man in another life.
Dude, I just got 2 games total, so that seems wrong. So I'm gonna try this the other way.
Yeah, I think that other one is a bit weird.
Let you know.
5 seconds remaining.
So Mineski quickly pick up Ember Spirit as their safe lane hero, I imagine. You don't want this going mid against Ayotiny.
Damn it, Dat Dota.
They don't have any more patch-specific stats before or after 6.83. So
I think you have to use this page, but this page seems wrong. It says only 2 games.
That is not right. I've seen...
I've personally cast like over
Maybe
10
it's
Tiny
possible
IO
there's
games
a
on this
bunch
patch.
that are not parsed. Because I think a lot of this data.
Does it take a while to pass?
I think it's not automatic for some of this other stuff.
They probably have to manually edit, especially with Reborn. All right, so anyway, back to the draft. Ember Spirit grab by Mineski here. By no means an easy Ember game. It's quite a bit of lockdown for him, but lanes, safe lane Ember, I guess, Quap mid looks like, or maybe someone else mid and Quap off lane.
Yeah, that's the 2 options. I think Ember has
not
to go
a
safe.
not a mid Ember versus this.
And it's a great Ember game because you're looking at a very easy safe lane, so you know you're going to have that good mid game timing where Ember comes online with his levels, boots of travel, whatever it may be, and decent heroes for kind of trying to catch and lock down an Ember, but I don't feel like Sig.Trust have anything amazing for him.
Who runs Brood in SEA right now? Does Fnatic?
Fnatic can. They've run 1 game of Brood. Chrissy played it. It was so-so. He's not a great Brood. Ahaya used to play a pretty good Brood.
I've seen that hero like ignored until 5th ban, even ignored the entire draft, like most games.
I actually asked Winter that exact question. I was like, who in SEA would you say like the best Brood players? Like, is there anyone who can play it at that top level that you saw from teams like Vega or whatever you see? Like in the European scene, it feels like every team has a top level
Everyone
Brood.
has one now.
And he didn't really like. There are teams who will play it, but no one plays on that top level. And he's the one name he said was maybe Ahaya. He's probably the best Brood player, but on support now for Fnatic.
I think that's a big weakness for the SEA teams going into the major.
Well, especially it seems it is the OP hero. Winter will be happy. Bristle's been picked up against Ayotiny. He's been trying to sell the Bristle as the Ayotiny counter for weeks.
All right, Winter was very adamant. Bristle wins versus Ayotiny.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't
the lane. He wins the lane. He doesn't win the game, but he wins the lane. So let's see. Will Ryo win the lane?
And I imagine they are putting the Bristle in that. Unless they want to do Bristle Tusk, but I feel Tusk Quap is a really strong offlane. And either Bristle or Quap is at least kind of similar against Ayotiny. And according to Winter, the Bristle do a lot better. I'm not convinced.
You just stack up the quills to push the Wisp out of
you,
the way?
you can't really burst
And
him.
you can't really kill him.
You can't burst him. Wisp has terrible base armor, so Quill's really hurt.
Yeah.
You have to be next to Bristle for the combo to work, because you're normally tethering in. Even sometimes getting tossed over him to get the tether slow.
5 seconds.
Like, the ideal play for the Tiny IO is to toss you back to their tower, but Bristle has Bristleback, so he's running away from your tower. He's not going to die, most likely, but the real question is, does he disrupt the lane? Does he get the runes? Does he stop the stacks? Or does he punish the IO being gone from the lane? That to me is the real question.
And you still need that support help to somewhat secure runes. But with a 2-1-2 setup, Ember's going to have an easy lane. It means Witch Doctor can come help contest top rune. You've got Tusk Quap in the offlane who can come help contest bottom rune. So Bristle should at least have some help when it comes to the 2-minute marks to get to these runes.
All right. Well, Sig.Trust going to do tiny IO things, break some trees. They already TP Alba top, gets the ward down. Big game here for Mineski. A win and they're in.
Win in.
And this is... Have they run Bristle yet, the entire qualifier?
I have not seen
I don't think it's a hero
one.
they run very often.
Yeah, none of the games I've seen. We've been following most of the SEA games and a lot of the Mineski games, and there's been no Bristle that we've seen.
I will say this roster feels the most versatile out of any I've seen in a while in terms of laning assignments as well as just hero picks. So
here we go. They're going to run into them.
Have I quickly jinxed them? I was expecting to just run into 4 heroes and die immediately. Look at the versatility. Includes the ability to feed randomly for no reason. Great start, guys.
Nice one. Very aggressive positioning, though. I mean, this rune at least is theirs.
Yeah, this is what you want to do when you want to prevent that pull camp. You're going to go for that offlane dual lane. You want to have the pull blocked out, and guarantees a rune for Rio as well. Mineski's level 1 fight much stronger than Sig.Trust. I guess Fissure is kind of a X factor, which you never can really anticipate how it's going to affect the level 1 fight.
Yeah, all their heroes except for Ember are amazing at level 1. Well, I wouldn't say Witch Doctor's amazing, but he's solid.
Ember's solid too with Flame Guard. It can instantly be broken, but if you pop it at the right time,
after all the nukes,
yeah, it does. I mean, it's good damage over time.
Though.
Yeah.
Well, 0 mangoes for any of our mango counters at home. Condolences on that one. We need to get. We haven't mango over under in a while.
Dude, mangoing is out. Midas counting.
Midas farming item counting is in.
We changed the rules.
Yeah, we decided that
the Midas counter is irrelevant in NA. It's all about the sorry, the mango counter. The Midas counter.
It's like how many Midas plus Radiance plus Battle Furies are there per game?
I've seen like every Wind Ranger in America just go Midas lately, which is
I think it's honestly an average 4.5 line.
There are
for Midases.
Midases / Battle Furies / Radiances.
Yeah.
Wow.
The combo.
And
any farming.
Then there were games where I saw like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And plus Devour and Greeble's Greed.
Like 3 on each team, and it gets pretty ugly.
So they did block off the big camp off the bat. That's pretty big. And Io's always going to go bottle first, so they're not going to be able to de-ward it right away.
So Sig.Trust have a safe lane Wind Ranger, which is going to kind of justify, I guess, the Earthshaker pick because you've got a strong laning hero, but the Earthshaker still seemed like a odd support when you're up against such strong Mineski laning heroes. Oh, toss in mid. They've got Rio under the tower.
All right, the bristleback theory.
He still looks pretty dead to me.
Yep.
Well, you're not meant to get tossed in your tower, but I'm going to still use that against Winter.
Yeah, Winter was wrong.
1 minute 30. Bristle dies to Io Tiny.
Winter's just going to say he messed up the lane.
I know.
You're never going to win
No matter
that.
what happens.
You will never win that argument.
Yep. We'll see.
The, if he played correctly, he wouldn't have died line of reasoning. It's just, you can't win.
It's impossible.
It's hard to avoid that toss into tower, though. As a melee hero especially. You go for last hit, it sets up a free Ava, and if Io's standing back by the tower, Tiny just gets that easy toss back. It's actually not something easy to avoid.
Yeah, it's very hard
Even
to
when you're ranged, at some point, if like the Tiny has boots and you don't, he can just run at you. And if you don't have a blink, you might
range on Avalanche is deceivingly long.
You avoid it by not going for last hits, which is not a good strategy
not
in the
a
mid
great
lane.
strategy, yeah.
That's okay if you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Puck mid, maybe. You can kind of get away with just levels and basics, but...
The one hero I like against Io Tiny Mid is Wind Ranger. I've seen Wind Rangers, and you get tossed back, you just wind run away, and you're fine.
Yeah, they just killed him again. I didn't even see that. Did you?
Nope.
Abba top lane caught out, though. At least Mineski looking for a bit of a trade here after they're already down 2 kills. Abba in danger. It's only level 1 Maledict, though, but it's enough. Kill secured. And they're going in onto my pro bottom lane. Quick scream. Shadow Strike, not enough to kill him. Oh, but the blink might be. Cuckoo,
nice
going deep.
Wow, that was a really nice
That was a really long range auto attack as well on the last one. Just poked him.
And knows he's going to be fine to get out of there. Earthshaker had no vision. That was a nice
really,
aggressive.
Hey,
that really was.
Come back to my tower. Where are you going?
Yeah. He's looking for round 3.
Yeah, I like that from Lakel's, though. Very patient because he sees the creep there.
Yep.
You never know which one you're
damage,
really
though.
closer to.
This is the brutal part, though. He just heals right back up because of all the help that Wisp brings him.
Yep. And you've got unlimited mana to keep throwing this combo out. We'll go for an Ava again.
See, like
Toss.
he's
That's
Get
the
wrecked
first
catapult.
time I've
ever seen a catapult. That must be a change because of the mechanics.
They're just you can Midas them, you can devour them. You don't become a siege unit though, unfortunately.
And the Kells has the wand as well, so Bristle's not going to do well in this lane. Does get a little easier as you get levels, but it's still going to be tough. That's really distracting here.
I can hear us wildly laughing in the other room.
I'm be right back, guys. Oh no, Rob's on it. Okay. Shout out to
that was
production.
really loud. I have a loud voice, I guess.
I think the speakers are pretty loud as well. So Haster now grabbed, unfortunately, by the Io.
Yeah. And Bristle, for the most part, did what he's supposed to do. Got a bounty rune, so it's not like he had a rough start, didn't get a bounty rune or something. He got bounty, had the right starting items, got a fast bottle, but just didn't matter against the Io Tiny.
It's one thing to get tossed back towards the tower, but when your creeps are at their hill and then you get tossed back, you're under their tower. Like if you get tossed back, say up here on the dire side, it's not really that big of a deal. But once you fall behind, it's different. But.
Maybe that's the one thing where Sig.Trust did have the edge, was that they got the better block towards the start.
I think that makes a big difference in this matchup.
Yeah, against Io Tiny, you definitely want the creep wave on your hill as a solo hero, regardless of what hero you are.
They looks like they I think it was already dewarded anyway. But
they're
diving bottom. MyPro with the shackle turn. Cuckoo can't blink out. Very nicely played with the fissure. Boombell patient. Grabs the kill. And meanwhile, mid lane. Bit of a cluster mess breaking out here. Ryo being chased, pursued by an angry vampire. The Crow finishes him off.
That was...
Crow observes it and decides it will migrate to greener pastures.
Oh my
God damn
God.
it, Greg.
They're still diving in mid. They want...
2 LTs
from downtown. The kills. That toss hurts. One of these squishy supports.
It seems to me like this IO Tiny has a pretty good chance of taking this game over pretty quickly. They're also...
It does not like a combo that just solo carries the game with a good start, though.
That's true. But I mean, I'm just thinking like if he gets an early relocate, he ganks like any of the other heroes. That's basically not the co-op.
That's the BM toss.
Well, he may get punished for it. That's 4 quill stacks. And
he's just scared.
Ooh.
I think he could have gone for that.
He actually,
Io had no bottle charges. He doesn't have the vision, though.
He needed 2 more quills to get the kill. He also doesn't know Io's bottle charge count.
Yeah, he doesn't have a hill ward.
Oh, Cuckoo barely gets away after getting killed bottom lane. This bottom lane's been quite interesting.
What is with SEA Dota? There's some kills everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is when Quap died, that was the Quap Tusk getting aggressive. Wind Ranger was just there, like, waiting for the Quap to go in and just baited with the help of the Earthshaker. But Cuckoo wins this battle.
Oh, the naked bracer rush on Ryo.
I think that's a good build.
That's a struggle.
That's the build I think I've seen S4 do. With he rushes Bracer against IO Tiny when he's played this matchup. Maybe gets boots first.
Yeah. Sad times.
Goes for the full wand too.
Yeah.
I guess maybe small heal you get from the wand won't be enough to keep you alive, but he's certainly struggling in this matchup. Just getting tossed on. Jesus. It does have 26 CS though. It's not horrible.
I like the Cuckoo move. Level 6 now. If you find the IO jumping back in, you can potentially get 2, and she joins to help, but not really the right angle to get both until Jabs walks back in, and he'll be poked down again. Cuckoo has been on point.
He's been playing incredibly well. Last 2 games, his blinks have been like
even
perfect.
yesterday. He was just dominating.
He still only has 1 level in blink, but it seems like he never really blinks to a point where he's so out of position that he can't, walk out or
if he does, it's like because he knows, like when he blinked in like super aggressive bottoms, because he knows they have nothing. Yeah, there's no fissure and it's just an Earthshaker.
Ryo in danger as Abba runs in, keeps on trying to hit him from the front, and another death for the Bristle mid, feasted upon. They're desperately trying to counterplay this.
Doesn't have enough mana for
Bimbo has no mana, and he's gonna feed as well. That is a big mistake. And they're not done yet. They're trying to hunt Jesse Vash here. Relocate suddenly online because they got the last kill. Get ready for the slam jam. Toss is available. Snowballs, and where you going? You're going home. In a casket.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Huh. Safe lane safe lane Windrunner. What do you guys think about it? I mean, I understand that they have this dual lane middle, so they can't. If they want to pick Windrunner, this is kind of the only place to put her, but it doesn't feel optimal to me. She loses out on a lot of XP when there's a dual lane there. She's also just not doing that well, but that's partially because the Earthshaker is roaming to protect middle.
They wanted a good laning hero, which was the main thing, and I guess options were limited.
And Quap wasn't available.
Yeah, they don't need the hard carry.
Oh god, Charlie's arrived.
Oh god.
We lost.
Hi Charlie.
Just in time to cast some SEA Dota, Charlie.
Your specialty.
Try to keep it together. Yeah.
Well,
how was your trip? You're looking fresh.
It's a really stressful hour-long flight from SF to LA.
It's a really stressful, like, 5-hour drive from the airport.
Oh god. That's rough.
You ready to hop on and cast soon? He doesn't sound very excited, but he said sure. Take your time, take your time. You got at least 1 game. Not really. They hear us talking to you and a little mumbling in the background.
TP's coming in bottom. Looks like they want to go on MyPro.
Dive. No ball. Flop ball. Oh, he hit the perfect angle. Cuckoo. Can you get off the next scream? No chance. Sig.Trust with the mob bottom.
Tusk actually TP'd out somehow in the middle of all that. With Lakel's, I guess, used his combo on the Queen of Pain. That was always going to go badly for Mineski, just because the Queen of Pain has to blink in to go for the kill, and the relocate's always going to come, and Quap's blinks on cooldown. So Quap has no way out of that unless Sig.Trust, for whatever reason, don't react with relocate.
Oh, haste turn for the Ember.
This has been a very quiet Ember Spirit. I guess we've now only just
Well,
reached
he made
10
the
minutes.
1 TP mid, and that was a disaster. So. Not so eager to go in, although he does see Abba, looks to make his move. He's kind of committed to this one, dropping the remnants, and he gets shackled!
Oh my
28
God.
health, the earn, the difference maker, and Bimbo! Oh, power shot somehow barely missing, doesn't matter.
Oh, Cuckoo got him.
Yeah.
Cuckoo's everywhere.
He is playing incredibly well.
Trying very hard to make up for Bimbo's overextensions. Power shot, not enough damage. Needs like one more.
He can kill him.
He needs like 2 more
No,
auto
he
attacks
can't.
and the power shot there.
Slightly missed the shackle. He tried to sidestep to get like the angle for the tree. Didn't quite find it. That was.
How often does Jay play Ember?
Not all too much. I want to say.
I don't really recall many games for him on that hero.
He went all in. He used the triple Fire Remnant aggressively to just try and secure the kill quickly, and Sig.Trust would just faster rotate.
Yeah, that was a really nice rotation by my pro. He's still extremely poor though.
Sig.Trust, their forte is their team play. Like they're not that strong individually. They've got like I think my pro is probably their strongest individual player, but it's all about how they back each other up and just use their team fight. And that's what these kills have been. Like Wind Ranger just keeping in, backing up his buddy. Same story bottom lane where Boom Bell and the Shaker was sitting behind the Wind Ranger and the relocates. It's instant responses. You see a lot of teams when that gank happens and it would take maybe an extra half a second for the Wind Ranger to TP, but they're ready for Bimbo to make that play and they instantly react.
Interested to see what kind of item build Cuckoo goes for. Given the amount of success that he's had so far this game, he just bought something. Okay, point booster. So early Aghanims, having that cooldown for basically every fight is incredibly useful, especially when there's a Wisp on the other team. You want to be able to burst them down at the beginning of every fight, basically.
Yeah, you're also less vulnerable to getting comboed.
Yeah, that's true.
And
You
if
get
it
the
turns
HP.
into a rat game, you can deep push easier. So you can also make the argument for the Orchid as well.
Yeah, I think
Earthshaker's an easy solo kill. Io is if she's on her own, but she's also pretty farmed. So
yeah, she has treads and 900 HP, so it's not a free kill.
with Quap, it's like neither of those is ever bad really, unless something's really unusual in the game. But yeah, we saw the Orchid last time, so definitely showing some versatility here. Oh, the one thing Bristleback can do,
massive
kill
stack,
Ancients.
Yeah. That's gonna actually recover a lot of the farm that he lost in the mid lane.
His farm is fine. He's actually not under farm whatsoever. He's just fed the Tiny a bit. Tiny's top of the net worth by a pretty big margin.
Looks like he's going to be going for Agzack.
Shackle at bottom. Cuckoo looking to turn this one around though, or at least
they want
hold
them
his
to
ground.
dive with the
Yeah.
IO Tiny ready.
You can't blink aggressively as Cuckoo when there's a relocate until you've got level 4 blink, and even then it's incredibly risky. You've got to, if you get shackled, you're done for. If he ever gets shackled, it's just the end. Even a fissure is probably a dead Quap. Probably see like a just straight Ags BKB. He's been shackled bottom.
There's a lot of heroes to back him up.
Oh, too slow in the fissure. And just level 2 shackle.
Don't think he was in range. He was like way behind the tower.
Boombell's fissures have been extremely good so far, though. He's definitely made a couple protection fissures. Good rotations.
He's been in the right places. Just knowing which lanes Mineski are going to pressure next.
Night Stalker on the hunt. They are going to find the Ember Spirit.
Jukes, he hasn't got a Fire Remnant up, I don't think.
No,
Relocate coming in.
He had one earlier.
He's going to die, though. He just bursted, dead.
He had no Fire Remnant. When they found him, it must have just expired or something.
Yeah, relocate out.
Oh, they know Io's coming back top.
Jab's about to get jabbed. He tethers to a creep. Bristleback here to greet him. Can they find the 2 hero shackle? Quap Bolt says no. Lakel's. He wants the easier kill, the Tusk, and there's another shackle, but Jesse back able to wand up, turns it around. Lakel's no easy escape. They're going to buy back on the IO just to try to save him. They can't afford to lose the Rockman, but it looks like they will. Surrounded and brought down in the end, and they force out the buyback on top of it all. And they're not done just yet. Abba may also drop. IO literally just running back from the base to get to this top lane in time. Ryo ready to dive. 17 stick charges. Wants to commit, will commit, diving the tower. Cuckoo jams it in. Give this man a triple.
He waited so long to dive in for that kill. And he needs to blink out now. He's going to make it out. Good blink. I think that will keep him safe, but he was just sitting back near the secret shop for so long waiting to blink in and get that last kill.
That's just good play. Like a lot of players just like, okay, I'm low, I'm out of the fight. Like any fight you take, don't expect me to alpha or anything. But he just knows he can come back in for one last blink scream should his team need it.
Cuckoo's just been super patient on the Quap.
That fight though was, I mean, the Quap played it decent. The Sonic Wave was just for the solo on the eye, but that was all the Bristleback. He just went in and did so much damage with constant quill sprays. He did probably about 70% of the damage in that fight, single-handedly.
He's got mech now. Much more difficult to kill.
I mean, Bristle's a fantastic hero. I think he's definitely viable, but it's not about just picking him to counter Nia Tiny. It's just about picking him for this mid-game stage where everybody fights, because he's so good around 15 minutes.
Yeah, right when Quill Spray gets maxed out, Bristleback gets maxed out, and he can just go into these fights and deal out so much physical damage.
The Ember play, though, has been less than impressive from Mineski. That's been... Yeah, and just offering very little to the team. He's getting picked off to start the engagement a lot of the time, and this is where Ember is meant to be finding all his kills and moving around the map and having a big impact.
Top lane, Ava will solo take down a tower uncontested. Boombell gets up a ward. I guess the teams are going to settle down after that. Quap will get ready for a rainy day with a double damager, but
Bristle's just going to take another big stack in the meantime.
I feel like the Boots of Travel Ember build has been winning a lot more lately.
Yeah. I think he just felt like he needed to tank up when he died a couple times. Wanted to just go for some cheap, cost-effective, well, cheaper cost-effective
Is he really living if he gets silenced and comboed? I feel like he's dead anyway. Relocate. Coming in. We're about to test this theory. Yep.
Yep.
Dead. Not to say Boots of Travel would have saved him there, of course, but more, at least he can farm better when he's not busy dying.
Yeah.
And he's going to be busy dying against this strat.
Quite a lot, yeah. I mean, all they need is one silence to keep him there, and the Night Stalker has been doing a good job of actively seeking him out. And now the Night Stalker has a Midas, so he's going to fast track the Aghanims. With that, presumably, Cuckoo is stuck, but there's no relocate since they just used him. But Tiny's here anyway, and he throws him up in the air, and that's going to be enough to take down Cuckoo. Not lucky enough to blink out of that one.
That was a nice play. Arba even backs off as the Tiny comes in to make sure that he doesn't get too close for the toss. Just lets Tiny have the solo quap for it. And good coordination there. Sig.Trust of...
The Bristle does look good here. And not, not because of the Tiny matchup like you mentioned, but he's just done a good job of still getting farmed despite dying. Because, I mean, when Wisp Tiny are pushing out side lanes or relocating, he's just getting all the farm. He's sacking jungle camps, killing them, getting those Ancients. The Ancients are obviously a huge part of it.
Ooh, smoke from Sig.Trust. Here we go.
They want to contest these Ancients, but they actually haven't been stacked.
They're about to support Witch Doctor, but it is a dead Witch Doctor. That's always just depressing when you're playing support.
They do get a ward down too.
They need to get that ward down early. He's already farmed this Ancient stack twice. I want to say like 7 stacks worth of Ancients. So
I think
that play there comes way too late. If they'd shut down the Bristle Ancients, this game would be like a 5k gold lead for Sig.Trust, but instead it's almost dead even, and it's because they've got the Ancients. Bristle's been able to get up a fast mech, and it's just given him this really strong mid-game fighting potential.
Well, at 18 minutes, score 15-11. It's been close the whole way. Mineski had the peak lead, 2,500 gold experience, but
I think my
not dominant by
my
any
problem
means.
with Mineski's lineup is even if they get like a pick off with Quap or Ember, it doesn't really seem like they can that easily push towers afterwards. You know, because Sig.Trust, it's pretty obvious what they want to do with their lineup. Not
unless the Bristle gets really big.
Yeah, but with Sig.Trust, they can get a pick off, and then Tiny can just help truck down towers.
Or they can focus
truck down towers.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. So they have a lot of ways to get something out of the kills they get. But Mineski, they get the kills, and then what do they really do afterwards? Like, none of those heroes are that good at killing towers.
They're supposed to be putting more pressure on the map, but the issue is really the Ember. Like the Ember
is not.
He's
0-4,
and
he doesn't
basically
have the BOT, so he can't even TP into those ganks that we saw like in the NA games.
He's gonna TP towards mid, but
the area of max.
They've got the relocate out if needed. Not needed for now, anyway.
Ags in 1,400 gold.
Oh, he's so rich.
Yeah. Fighting, they can fight him and kill him, but it's very much like if he's ever alone in the lane, he'll quickly take that tower and just get the hell out of there.
Vanguard now picked up.
They are going to put some pressure on the tower with the Bristleback.
Oh, they want this jump onto Boombill. Could have tried for the Echo, but had no follow-up, so not worth it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, that's one way to do it. Wait until Sig.Trust have just left mid, and then swarm them. Basically forgot they had a tower here.
Yeah.
I think Sig.Trust didn't really want to fight because it was daytime as well.
Yeah.
Really limits
They
him
also
in.
have the Tiny just taking down bottom lane tier 1. A couple heroes look like they might be looking to intercept, but pretty risky to run right into this lineup. One TP is going to come in. The tether does break. Relocates up in case they need to bail
Snowball's
him
going to
out.
dodge it. They're jumping towards the kills right now. Io, they need to bail him out. Punched up in the air. Got to make sure you don't cancel this. Goes in on the Lakells, gets the kill, gets evacuated to top lane, where Wind Ranger's busy once again killing the Ember.
That's a cool move. It wasn't like relocate to Fountain. It's
Yeah,
like, let's
relocate to
and
kill
top.
someone. Yeah, even
And
more
he's going to
efficient.
come back bottom because Arba's freed
They
up this
could
bottom
maybe
lane.
go
Yeah.
for more. Yeah, not the Bristle.
Tiny
And Tusk is going to jump.
3,000 gold. 2 towers in a row, a couple of kills, and
Look at his net worth. It just keeps going up like crazy. For a little bit, Cuckoo was actually ahead of him, but then Tiny got the Aghanims. He started just killing these towers, and now their gold lead is going up very quickly. And what do you think his next item is? Does he go for something like an AC, or does he go for a more aggressive item like Blink Dagger to help kill someone
I
like
mean, it's
Bob?
obviously a
find
big
out.
on 5.
he's got Yasha for now.
I don't even know
Oh,
where you're
he's
asking,
got
Greg.
it. Okay.
Couldn't just get a casual Yasha, but Manta's actually really good on Tiny as well. It looks like, well, you can dodge a lot of spells with it, get out of his Searing Chains, but just for the attack speed on Tiny, it's really nice, and a lot of players go for the Manta over the AC if you don't really value the aura. And he doesn't... Armor helps against the Bristleback, but not so much the rest of the heroes. And he's so far ahead, the IO alone is keeping him alive. It's not like we're in a neck-and-neck game for the Tiny where he needs items to survive against a physical damage core like a TA or a Wind Ranger. I mean, a Bristleback, if Mineski were on more even terms, could be a problem hero, but he's far ahead. The IO will be enough for him. He doesn't need the armor.
I don't think I've seen a Tiny Manta in like 3 months. It used to be the build.
God,
Yeah.
Ember just barely got out of there. Night Stalker's getting pretty close to the Ags, and that gives him even more vision for relocate ganks. You can just send the Night Stalker on scouting missions to kill people.
The Night Stalk, like, normally when you see the Tiny drafts, you want to have that one hero that just sets up the ganks or at least scouts them out, and
Night Stalker's
Night
definitely
Stalker?
that hero.
definitely the hero.
Has built-in silence, huge vision with the Aghanim Scepter. Smoke, this seems like this could be a risky smoke.
Yeah, top lane's pushing.
Just
Nobody's coming to defend, but they're about to make the move just in the nick of time
Take
onto my
great
pro.
care.
It's up.
This could be bad.
Great vision.
Yeah, they're coming right behind them. They're going to catch them in. And Jesse Bash is taking so much damage. Crimson Guard or not, it does not matter. And the Tiny's hitting for that much damage, but the Wisp is going to go down. Lakells might be able to make it out of here. Echo Slam's going to go in. Boomdell actually misses the bulk of the heroes. He only catches the Bristleback. And Ember now escaping away. Again, not really able to bring too much to the fight, but Bristleback is still very tanky. We'll see if they're able to bring him down. It looks like they're afraid. Yeah, they're too afraid to trigger the Bristles. It's the other heroes are too squishy for Tiny to actually kill the Bristle without costing his whole team.
That
No
Crimson
buyback
Guard
on
actually
IO.
did
IO has their
so
mech.
much that fight.
IO has their mech. If she could buy back there, it's probably a very different fight, but did not happen.
take that
I think
smoke,
just bought the mech before the fight. That hurts.
It seemed like that Tiny might be able to just bring down everyone, but the Bristle was just shooting so many quills.
The Bristle
the Wisp immediately died.
They were clumped up. It looked really bad because they were clumped up, and the fissure hit 3 or 4. The Avatos combo hit the same 3 or 4, so everyone instantly got low. But Bristle mech Crimson Guard, everybody suddenly was a whole lot healthier. Also, the Witch Doctor can pop up the heal. Actually, no, it doesn't have heal. There was no heal. It's just a Maledict build, but very much the sustain of the Bristleback just turned that fight around. And
They all pop stick around the same time, so
Yeah.
it looks like they're all getting healed by the Witch Doctor.
Ryu, like that Crimson Guard actually was a huge pickup for them there because the nuke started the fight, and then after that, it's all the right-click damage to finish people off. Even a hero like a Night Stalker in the middle of things is trying to finish off heroes just with his base damage, which isn't negligible by any means, but Crimson Guard just wrecked that fight.
Hyperstone now for Tiny, increasing attack speed even more, and then maybe now after seeing that last fight, he's thinking maybe I need to get the AC to protect my other heroes from all the quill spray that was coming out.
Yeah, they need armor.
think
Ember's
they
got
need
Battle
the
Fury
AC
now. You're up against Death Ward. You also have to deal with the quills, as we've been harping on. They're hurting the longer these fights goes. I definitely think it's an AC game.
It helps your whole team, so. I think Yash is a sick, like, just a...
I think Yash is a fine interlude item. It gives you some farming speed.
They're going for it. About to be nighttime. Roche not dead yet, and they're going to find Jules off the bat. Quickly silenced. They pop the Crimson Guard. He doesn't get the benefit. Fisher connects on 4, maybe 5 heroes, and they go in with the Avatos combo, but snowballing away as the Tusk towards safety. They've already cut off the Earthshaker. They're clubbing. They're smacking. Io's going to die, but Kells looks to do the heavy lift on his own, and Roche just wants to get involved. He's like, hey, I won't be left out of a good fight. Then the beautiful 2-hero Shackle connects, and Jesse Badge, the next man down. A 5-hero wipeout, and Trust will collect their prize. The Rock Slaughter, and another more precious rock, the Aegis for the Kells.
Messy fight. Cuckoo actually almost won that fight for Mineski with his initial ulti. He killed, I think, either both the Earthshaker or the Wisp, where Wisp got very low from it.
And anyone who gets, like, Io, if he wants to be tethered to Tiny, he's going to go down, because Bristle is the one kind of just being whacked away. It takes, like, 20 club hits to go down, and Lakel's hits fast, so he will eventually kill Bristle, but during that entire process, quills are flying everywhere, so Io will always kind of die during that process, and I think it's a game for Io where you want to go for some kind of armor or even like a Ghost Scepter just to keep yourself alive against the Bristleback.
You could get like he maybe could get like a Vlad's or something.
Vlad's is also fantastic for Tiny. I think that's a really good pickup. Unless Night Stalker wants to go for it.
Night Stalker does now have the Ags as well. That's important to notice.
Night Stalker has like the ability to pick it up a bit faster and maybe stay alive in a fight. So if Io dies early, you lose the Vlads. But
next step is the gem for Sig.Trust.
Yeah, absolutely. That Shackle at the end though, that was kind of a close fight until that Shackle came in, because I don't think Bristle was going to just go down on his own.
No, and he was also facing her, so he didn't have the Bristleback for any of the focus fire. Mineski, a win here and they're in, but a loss and things get really spicy in the tiebreakers for Group B.
It's the same as the group stage. Sig.Trust just seemed to have Mineski's number, and Mineski just seemed to crush MVP Phoenix. Because in the groups, it was a 2-0 stomp from Mineski and a 2-0, not less of a stomp from Sig.Trust, but pretty one-sided games.
All right, guys. What was once an even game is now a mess for Mineski.
Yeah, this is a tiny game now. Actually, screw AC. He goes Moonshard.
When you win that fight, yeah, then you're like, you know what? I'm going pure offense.
I don't think it's the right item, but hey, I don't think it's. He's so far ahead. It's still good. It's one of those games where you're far enough ahead.
Moonshard is like almost never the right item over AC, because the minus armor, you still get really good attack speed. Unless you're a crazy bash hero, you still get very comparable physical damage.
It's just the AC just benefits your entire team so much against the Quill Spray, and the Quills are wrecking them in these fights.
Well, they have a Wind Ranger. It makes her stronger too. Offensively.
Right. So to answer your question from 20 minutes ago, 77% win rate.
Tiny?
Yeah.
How many games?
31.
Did Nahaz help you out with that?
No, Phage did.
Phage did. All right. Thank you, that Phage guy.
Yeah. He actually gave me like as many links as I ever could have wanted for information.
Just for this qualifier, 77% win rate.
Oh no, sorry, that's for this patch.
Oh, what about for the qualifier?
I'm interested in the qualifier.
Let's see.
And also the regional breakdown would probably be interesting. Just ask him to look it up if he doesn't mind.
Let's say that one took a long time. Let's see.
All right,
you'll be out of the
I can give it to you for each region.
Okay.
So in C, it's 87% with 8 games.
Half
for
of those
all of the patch.
No, for this.
Oh, for this. Okay.
Half of those are Fnatic, so I'm kind of.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking when we initially thought about
It's still 7 out. What? That's 7 wins, 1 loss, I guess.
Yes.
So, even outside of Fnatic, it's still 3-1. I mean, small sample size, but.
Okay, well, you know when you can go for the Moonshards when you already have the gold for an AC as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're talking like Moonshard was like, oh, AC's a better item, but.
Has not been played in China at all. In America, it's been played once at 1. And last but not least, Europe. 75%, but only 4 games. That's still pretty good.
That's the thing. It's
That's
only
still
a few
quite
times.
a strong win rate, though.
Yeah. Ryo. Maybe not quite respecting the Tiny. Instantly loses half his health, but then the Queen of Pain comes in. Jabs dropping low to this one. All of a sudden, a real rumble breaking up. But Boom Bell with a great echo. They're going to burst down the Ember. Can't get out. Trying to slide a fist to escape. Not enough, and now Ryo on the run. They can start to kite so Tiny, though.
Oh, Kuka gets caught by the shackle, and Lakelz doesn't even want to kill him. And then he misses the avalanche. Oh, God.
It was on cooldown, I think. Just had it. It's wrecking time.
It doesn't. Yeah,
that's technically a one fight for Mineski. They come out on top, but they kill supports.
Yeah, it just feels like this Tiny is just this unbelievable force that no one can even compare with. He just stood in that fight and just right-clicked. No one even tried to kill him.
every fight. Every fight, Io just kind of dies because Sonic Wave and Quills does that.
That's why he got the Yasha.
Lakelz could die twice here, though.
Or he could kill twice. Almost gets the quap. He's getting gooed up, though. It looks like Lakelz will be dying the first time here unless he gets massive backup. My Pro trying to bail him out. Abba, the other guy in front. Leave my poor Rock alone. He just wants to kill buildings. It's not his fault. He's a beast. He will bring down the melee ranks here. Abba also helping out. Quapple trying to slow the siege. Not enough, and they will relocate him back to the well. And conveniently, everybody else very mobile, able to scramble away to freedom.
Oh boy. Sig.Trust putting themselves in a great position in this tiebreaker match. Losing this game at this point, it would take some big mess ups. Ember just doesn't have the farm to defend. Cannot fight outside of the Sleight of Fist.
He is so poor.
It's been a poor showing for the Ember this game. Bristle, I feel that the pick has worked out fantastic. Less so as a partially, I definitely see some ways it works in the mid game as well. Against the Io Tiny, the lane maybe could have been played better. I know Winter felt very strongly about how Bristle can lane well there. Cuckoo had a great game on Queen of Pain, but yeah, the Ember was the hero who had a pretty easy, straightforward lane and then didn't work out for him.
God. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that.
Nope. He just walked in the jungle. He had a ward, so he found the Witch Doctor. I don't know what to say about it, but
life of an impoverished support.
I watched the Tanya walk towards him and go for the kill. I'm like, it doesn't.
Good warding.
Foregone conclusion.
I could have mentioned it, but it was like it's not worth it.
Abba now has a Heaven's Halberd as well, so that will stop a lot of the damage coming out from the Bristleback and those Warpath stacks.
The one thing that kill does show, less important than the kill, is it reflects Sig.Trust. They have great vision on the map. They have deep wards.
Bimbo, not again. Not like this. Bimbo, not like this.
Sorry, what was that? Not like this. How many times did you say it? All right, you get one for that.
That's one.
Not two. I'll be nice.
Oh, thank you, Greg.
Now that Charlie got here, you're gonna need all the help you can get. To be honest.
Charlie doesn't meme.
Oh, yeah, he has special rules for the jar.
Yeah, we'll have Charlie rules.
We'll have Charlie rules.
I do. He just came in and started yelling at us. I think it's hard to evaluate a Bristleback because the hero's just so momentum based. If you fall behind on that hero, the Quills don't do any damage. The Goo, he's all about the sustained fights. And if you're not strong enough to make the fight go a really long time, you're not gonna beat a hero like Tiny.
God, he attacks so fast.
Yeah, there's no contest now. There's a Godzilla in this game, and then there's a puny little armadillo that's a pretender. Ryo.
Oh, he has a BKB now too, so he's just gonna take down the racks.
Screw heroes.
It's like, I don't need this.
Buildings.
I'm just gonna kill the barracks.
The club is bigger than the building. Look at that thing when it moves. Goes into hyper mode. Even if he dies, it does not matter. 2 lanes of frags. Dunk to seal the deal. Boom Bell. Clean it up. Finally gets to reveal his shiny 33-minute Blink Dagger, and boy, it couldn't have come at a better time. Sig.Trust. Keep Group B incredibly interesting, and Lakelz keeps on patting his KD.
Oh, he didn't get him. Goes down to the tower damage mostly. Boom Bell's still here. The Ember finally getting some damage out of this fight, but a buyback from the Tiny. He's back in the fight. He's been brought back by the Wisp. It's a Rampage.
The buyback Rampage.
That's a classic.
That is a thing of myth and legend. It was such a good Rampage that the text lingered beyond its expiration date.
Well,
brutal. We've
like
had two. This wasn't quite as
games.
vicious as the first match, because this was pretty ugly.
Yeah. Next time I think MVP will be banning Io, having watched this game against Sig.Trust. That's the other team who's done a few Io Tiny games, has been Sig.Trust. Last time I think it was my pro on the Tiny when I saw it with the Io Tiny and Lakelz still on the safe lane, but this time around a little different, but just as effective.
So if MVP beats Sig.Trust,
then we go for another round.
Round 2.
That can't be.
It's 100% the rules.
Oh my.
It's the rules, but then it's maximum 2 rounds.
And then it's time rating.
So after that, they use time rating based on the second set of tiebreakers only. So
God,
I like
anything
it.
that resorts to time rating just makes me want to shoot
Well,
myself.
it's good
but I guess
because they
no
give you a shot
alternatives.
with the tiebreakers first. So it's like you can play these tiebreakers without worrying about ending the game fast. And the second tiebreakers, you have to be like, okay, we got to end games fast. So
you know it's going to be about time rating before you start playing the second round. So
first
round you just play to win. Second round you play to win or win your time rating.
And you at least give one shot for the tiebreakers without time rating. If time rating was used in the first set of tiebreakers, I'd just be like,
Yeah, that's questionable. But that
the
is
only other option is to seed a bracket based on performance in the group stage. But then it's like, oh, you had more kills in the group stage, so you get to start in the grand final.
You can seed the bracket based on time rating. That's the rule I like. I mean, it's a shit ton of matches.
Yeah, it takes a long time, but I do like that.
Well, you could do this.
No, you put like the team that's the better time rating in the finals, and then the other two play to see who faces them.
Yeah.
With a 3-way tie.
No, there's no perfect rules. They're all kind of
good.
shitty.
I like that. There you go. That's creative.
Yeah. All right, we've got
You know who
Charlie
came up with
here.
that?
Charlie, you want to come say hi?
Wow.
Show everyone your
come
new
wave.
your new do.
Hi guys.
Got a haircut, looking sharp.
Can they even see it?
Yeah, if you can see it on the camera, they can see it.
Hello.
It's so energetic. Don't just bottle that
You
enthusiasm
missed all
for
the
later.
American Dota shenanigans.
No,
Did you watch the games?
Yeah. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, life's hard.
Playoffs start tomorrow though, so that'll be some good fun.
Am I like?
You can probably
Am I like?
Just lean down.
lean more.
Get nice and close to
be
Greg.
real close.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, you'll be hearing a lot from Charlie soon. He's going to be casting until 5 a.m. You're scheduled until 5 a.m. You don't have to cast until then.
Oh, he's scheduled to like 2, I think.
I think it's
No, one of the other days he's scheduled.
Oh.
Maybe it's not today. I think it's tomorrow he is. but-
You can just wake up, do any games if you want to. I don't know.
Charlie's he's got the
I have like work.
Oh yeah.
he has a job.
Okay.
You know. with
Here come the
responsibility.
excuses. Just got in the
We don't-
door.
we don't have a
already
job, we just
making
rock up.
excuses.
I can fit it in like whenever.
All right, just get out. Just get out. We'll talk about it
Be
later.
nice.
Just
Be
get out.
nice.
Listening to you cast, my god.
Oh my god. You know we're casting together,
All
right?
right. So we've got
gonna
one
be
more
glorious.
match for the tiebreakers. Potentially another round, guys.
Well,
I hope there's another round. This is fun.
Do we want to bet?
I want endless tie breaks.
Oh god.
That'd be my rules. I just
They just
extend
keep
the
going?
tournament.
I
Turn a
would,
2-day tournament into a week-long, 2-week-long tournament. You know.
You know that's completely against your ethos, which is you like seeing teams get brutally like beaten, knocked out of events, like
Well,
defeated. You like to see their tears. You want to lick them up, enjoy the salt.
My ethos is that I like lower bracket games because they're so meaningful. Because teams are getting knocked out. Tiebreaker games is the same thing. Tiebreaker games have so much meaning and such a great
Do they
storyline
if
for
they're
them.
infinite tiebreakers that just keep doesn't the
well, you don't
meaning
know that
slip
they're, you
away?
don't know that they're infinite.
Having the 32nd round of tiebreaks. That's what happened during DAC. Wasn't that endless tiebreaks? Well, initially the rule was endless tiebreaks. I think they
I
decided.
think we were prepared to stop casting them
Yeah.
if they went another round.
did-
We made a group decision. We're done.
We did 2 rounds, and I think they were going to do a 3rd round if they but then it wasn't needed.
Yeah, and I
That
think
was
we said
hilarious.
like one more round and then we're out. And
We're
everyone
done
celebrated when they were
Oh,
out,
that
so.
was fun times. But
All right. Well,
So what do we got?
is this next game up yet? Probably not.
Trust going to be taking on MVP Phoenix.
Are we betting on this game?
Sure.
I don't know enough. I don't know enough about Trust. to
So
make a
Phoenix is
decision here.
supposed to be the rock to Trust scissors, apparently, but
I'm going Phoenix.
things can
If
change.
anyone-
So you think we're just gonna hit the next round? I'm gonna
Yep.
agree with Godz then.
next round.
I'm confident that he knows what he's talking
I'm
about.
definitely not agreeing with him.
I knew I could trust nobody to disagree. I can always trust in
What?
that.
Oh, we're all betting for the same
Yeah.
team. That's
No, I know.
That's not entertaining.
No, that's why I knew I could trust in that. So, good stuff.
Took
all
the
right.
easy way out.
You're Lakel's fan shit.
I am definitely a fan of Shake, but he's a good player, so I have faith.
No.
I believe in El God. Not many players played in TI1 and are still active. He is one of the few. The proud, the brave.
And just look at all the GPM records. He's got like half of the top 20.
Yeah, we were looking at
Those-
them yesterday, and he has
I
quite a few of them.
I think Charlie would say, how many Aegises does he have on his shelf?
Not as many as Alex Garfield. All right.
All
Well,
right.
I guess we take a couple minute break till this game starts, because who knows when it's actually going to start.
SCA Internet.
Yeah, with how long the
Chinese
last game took to
casters
load
that are incapable
and
of
get
loading.
remade, and then
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess we'll be back in a couple of minutes for the potentially the last tiebreak game, but maybe not.
Probably not.
Not for
Let's
my.
hope not.
Hopefully not for my chips.
It's the last one, guys. Sig.Trust win the group. Mineski skates by.
I need to stop betting. I don't have any chips left.
Yeah, you are not doing too well.
And Ben's
Production is down to 4.
Ben's coming on soon, so we're gonna.
Are you allowed to bet when you don't have chips? How's that work?
What do you mean? It resets.
It resets if we
Oh,
run
and so
out.
we record the fact that you lost a round.
Yeah, so there's a sheet over there that says that we already lost because I lost for us last
You
night.
get new teammates and everything.
Wait, so they got a full round of chips again. So they don't.
Everyone
They're
got
not
a
penalized
full.
at all for being. If you
Everyone
have
got a
one
full
chip
round.
left, you don't lose. You didn't lose any chips last round.
Correct.
Yeah, it's only if you lose.
It's
It's
like
a
playing
Sacco,
asshole.
dude.
You're not playing to
It's
win.
a Sacco.
You're
You're just playing to
Stupid
not
rules.
lose.
All right, we're taking a break. The rules suck. Chips suck. We'll be back.
LD sucks.